Hello guys, welcome. This is my first Age of Empires 4 build order video, and we're going to be doing an archer rush with the Chinese. So first thing you do is you send your starting villagers on to the sheep, so the 6 villagers on the sheep to start off with, and then the first villager that comes out is going to go and make a house before going over to the sheep as well. So you're going to end up with 7 on sheep. So following on from that, I'm going to send villagers over to the wood line. We're going to be sending 4 villagers over there, so we're going to have 4 on wood and 7 on sheep at this point by the time those villagers have all come out. So archer rush with the Chinese, it can be really strong. It can be done quite quickly as well, because the Chinese have various bonuses, such as being able to build buildings faster, which helps them to age up a little bit quicker, but also they start off with some extra villagers that ordinarily other civs don't, so you can get quite a quick rush together with these ones for sure. So what we're going to be doing is looking at getting 2 ranges upon hitting the feudal age, and just basically just spamming archers. So archers are quite good for raiding the economy with, enemy economy with. They can be quite good against the enemy horsemen as well. So generally archers are good against units that don't have armor, essentially. So can be really good at picking off villagers, can be really good at dealing with any enemy horsemen that they've got. However, horsemen, you know, with a numbers advantage will certainly, or even with equal numbers, will probably wipe out your archers, but you can certainly get a good advantage if you've got the numbers. So they should be able to do okay in that instance. But if you've got up against a civilization that's perhaps got early knights, or even those with men-at-arms, you might struggle against them, because they're not very good against units with armour. They effectively just tickle them. Not very good at all against armoured units. So we've got the 4 on wood, so we're going to send 3 more to gold, which is what we're doing now. So there's another 2 to come out to gold. And then effectively after that is just sending villagers over to wood. But yeah, there are advantages to it, and obviously there are some disadvantages. But the fact that you've got the 2 archery ranges is really good, because when you hit the castle age, you'll be able to create crossbowmen, which are a very strong counter to any archered unit, which includes knights. So they can be really strong to sort of transition into that. So you might not want to go quite as heavy into archers as I do on here. So we are making a house there before we send that villager over to gold. Obviously the gameplay is not going to be the smoothest here, because I'm still trying to get to grips with the game. I'm not familiar with the hotkeys at all. Find it quite difficult to do the hotkeys on this game. Don't know why, it just feels a bit different. But essentially what we're doing now is sending villagers over to the wood. You probably only need 2 before you're ready to click up, when I say click up, create the age up building. Might be a 3rd one perhaps. I've certainly got enough food, just lacking on gold slightly, so possibly could have got the gold there a little bit earlier. As you can see, we're just making the landmark building. Can't remember which one I selected there. And then essentially we're going to send another sort of 4 over to wood. So we'll have about 10 on wood by the time we hit the next age. But we're using those gold villagers to make the building. And as you can see, it is going up fairly fast with just those 3 builders. So I believe they do build 100% faster. I don't know if it does apply to the all buildings, but I think it does. So the Chinese are pretty good at building things. And essentially once you've got your 10 on wood, we probably could have put them on another lumber camp somewhere. But essentially when you've got 10 on wood, you should have a good enough wood eco to just continually spam archers from 2 archery ranges with the Chinese. Now the archery ranges cost, I think it's 150 wood per range, and those 3 villagers who are building the landmark, they're going to go and make the archery ranges. If I can figure out what I'm doing. There you go. There we go. So it can be done a little bit quicker than this. It's just obviously my inability to do the game or play the game at the moment. as efficiently as I would like, as just slow things down. But effectively from this point onwards, it's just a case of getting more villagers onto food. As you can see, those gold villagers, I'm sending them over to berries, and then new villagers will come out onto food as well. Eventually we'll go and take some of the deer patches that you can see on the map. But yeah, it's just a case I keep spamming archers at this point. I'm not overly too concerned about getting the eco upgrades there just yet. You do need quite a lot of gold for your eco upgrades, so certainly early game can be quite difficult. So potentially you could have sent those 3 builders back to the gold should you wish. But I think it's quite important to get them onto food, obviously, just so that we can maintain that archer production. And whilst it did look as though we had a lot of wood, we are struggling a little bit for it now, so you may need to have added a couple of extra villagers onto wood there, just to keep maintaining production. But doing okay so far. Got plenty of them together now. We could probably go on the attack at this point. So let's just skip forward a little bit and we'll see how we're getting on. Okay, so as you can see, we've just been able to get into the enemy base there. We're starting to pick off some villagers, like so, quite easily. It looks as though these are the pilates, or whatever they're called, for the Holy Roman Empire. It's effectively their monks that they can create early game. I'm just going to keep going forward, pick off more villagers. We're going to deny that barracks. And essentially what you want to be doing this one is, if your opponent's trying to fast castle, try and use your archers to deny the enemy buildings for the landmarks. Pick off any villagers that are building it, just delay them and get a good advantage, picking off more villagers from woodlines and things like that. But that's it for this one, guys. Hope you've learnt something from this one and you can use it in game. Let me know how you get on, and I'll see you on the next one.